In the previous video, we looked at the non-native plant species of our region and examined the effects of some of the bad boys, the species that we know to be invasive, taking over habitats, and crowding other plants out, recognizing that their proliferation can be a symptom of other stressors on that habitat. Now we'll take a look at the other side of the coin, the rare plant species of New England. About 22%, a little over a fifth, of New England's native plant species are designated as being rare. Nearly 600 species. That's a lot of plants for botanists to lose sleep over, but the good news is that we're doing a pretty great job of keeping track of them, and in some cases, saving them from the brink of extinction. But what do we mean by rare? We formally designate a species as rare when the number of its known populations across the globe are very few. A species is considered globally rare or critically imperiled with a very high risk of extinction when there are 5 or fewer populations in existence. An example of this species in New England is Jessop's milkvetch, Astragalus robinsii var. Jessopii, which is known worldwide from only 3 small locations on rock outcrops with a very specific bedrock type on the Connecticut River. I'd tell you where they are, but then I'd have to kill you. A species is considered imperiled or at high risk of extinction when it's known from only 20 populations worldwide. An example here in New England is Nablus bootii, Boots rattlesnake root, which inhabits remote alpine areas. Don't worry, it isn't associated with rattlesnakes. A plant is labeled vulnerable when fewer than 80 sites have been recorded for the species. In New England, Crocanthamum dumosum, or bushy frostweed, which is a denizen of back dunes and sand plains, has this status. New England also has 10 plant species that are endemic. That is known only from our 6 states. One is the Jessop's milkvetch that I mentioned earlier. Of these 10 species, though, 3 are known now to be completely extinct. They no longer exist on Earth, as far as we can tell. One is a crabgrass, trampled to death in New Hampshire. I know, you're heartbroken. Another is a hawthorn. Its only known location on a mountaintop was shaded out. And the third is a close relative of Jessop's milkvetch, which was flooded out when a dam was placed on the Winooski River in Vermont. Pictured here is a photo of New England boneset, Eupatorium novianglii, which inhabits coastal plain ponds, where water fluctuations are important to its survival. It's rare in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, the only 2 states in which it is known to occur. Now, an important thing to remember is that many rare plants are associated with specialized habitats or need some type of ecological disturbance in order to reset the successional clock or knock out competing vegetation. But there are some endemic species whose stories are brighter. Foremost among them is robin cinquefoil, Potentilla robinsiana. This is a tiny, it's no bigger than a quarter, yellow-flowered member of the rose family that was previously only known from 2 populations located high in the White Mountains of New Hampshire and declared federally endangered. By the 1990s, hiking trails passing through the populations had decimated the plants, and they had also been severely overcollected. New England Wildflower Society, working with the National Center for Plant Conservation, developed effective seed banking, propagation, and transplanting techniques. The staff of the White Mountain National Forest and Appalachian Mountain Club started stewardship and enforcement programs to educate visitors and to physically protect the cinquefoil's colonies. Today, this plant numbers about 14,000 in 3 populations. It's the only plant to date removed from the endangered species list. So, if you're ever thinking to yourself, that the efforts to save and recover rare species of any kind, plant or animal, are hopeless, know that there are successes. All we have to do is care. And you can care too. There are plenty of opportunities for you to join the cadre of both volunteer and professional botanists through our New England Plant Conservation Program who are working tirelessly in the field to discover, find, refine, and recover rare plants. We'll tell you how to get involved a little later on. We'll next ask you to contribute your opinion to the discussion forum. Why might we care about rare plants?